This is the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with a very formidable opponent. Alongside Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, this crowd is hyped, and you look at their guys coming in. They appear to be fired up and ready to go. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a good one.
And these two teams have gotten a chance to know each other pretty well over this series. It's been a gruesome one so far, very tightly contested. But now, it can boil down to the best of three, which makes tonight's Game 5 a pivotal one.
Cousins to Davis. Oh, he had him there for a second. Short jumper stays out.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George to Beverly. LA with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. LeBron with it up top. Just underway in an ever-crucial Game 5. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
And a nice finish at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Cousins. Danny Green. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know, you're not getting back on D.
Here comes the screen. George lets it fly. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
George to Marcus Morris. Beverly to Paul George. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay. Rajon Rondo. He's got 2 shots coming. He wants this number up. 60% career free throw shooter. Can't connect on the first free throw. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Clippers have the basketball. Leonard to George. Surveys the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. James. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Rajon Rondo at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Whoops, that won't go. Beverly into the front court. Leads 1. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Paul George fires. Paul George. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
To Cousins. Shot from the lane won't go.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Patrick Beverley at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. And he connects on the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Clippers have got it. Leonard. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Rondo's shot won't go down. To Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George. To Leonard. Fires the 3. His first effort off the mark. To James. Can't miss those. Beverley into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. George up against Cook. Not that time.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Oh, emphatic slam.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Kawhi Leonard up against the 8-time All-Star. We're through one quarter here in game number 5. Jay and I are back after this. It's the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They played with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
Screen coming. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Leonard. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
James. Gets it in the left corner. 4-3. Danny Green can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Los Angeles, they have it. Paul George, huge block. Superman, Dwight Howard. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
It's Cook with the basketball. Down 5.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Cousins. Here's LeBron for two. LeBron James. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
James. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
DeMarcus Cousins tips it. Beverly to Leonard. LeBron James sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Cousins to James. Nothing going here on that drive. Has a chance. Deep two there. Won't go. George to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Cousins. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
It's LA Clippers ball. Good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Cousins to Danny Green. To James. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Now 4 for 9.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Into the front court comes Rondo. Under a minute to go before halftime. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Leonard. Finger roll. Finishing with finesse.
There's no stopping that. You either got to double or deny him the ball from the jump.
It's James controlling the offense. To Cousins. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Paul George to Beverly. George. They'll get it down to Leonard. Not that time. And the rebound taken in by George. Desperation shot here from half court. We have reached the break in this pivotal Game 5. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The 3-round NBA Western Conference Finals 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Clippers entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Field goals.
What you see on the screen is how this team put itself at a disadvantage.
Game 1 Los
They
Angeles
definitely have some
Clippers
adjustments to make
4-6
for the
Los
second
Angeles
half.
Lakers 3-8 final.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Sup.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway.
Game 2 Los Angeles Clippers 2-8 Los Angeles Lakers 3-6 final.
Paul George to Leonard. LBJ has it. Kawhi Leonard rejects it. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. Cousins. And the Clippers have the rebound. Beverly into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Trying to cash in. Morris with a shot, no good. Here's Rondo with it. His guys trail by 10. Count the bucket for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Beverly. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
To Davis.
Game 3 Los Angeles Lakers 4-4
Anthony
Los
Davis.
Angeles Clippers
Small
2-6
sample size,
final.
but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard, defended by Cousins. Nothing going here on that drive. Leonard, count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
James to Cousins. Anthony Davis. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now. To Beverly.
Game 4 Los Angeles Lakers 3-3 Los Angeles
Anthony
Clippers
Davis
3-6 final.
sends it away.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Anthony Davis able to recover with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Can't connect from inside. To Cousins. James. Can't connect. Lakers ball. To Cousins. Here comes the screen. DeMarcus Cousins. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
We got to tell our producer in the truck, you got to tag that highlight.
Here comes the screen. George in a matchup with Boogie. Anthony Davis with a piece. That's his 3rd block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Leonard to George. Rises for the slam. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
Lakers at the controls right now. To Davis. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Beverly into the front court. Less than a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. To Paul George. Here's a chance from long range. Won't go down. Anthony blocked away.
That one's in the 15th row.
Huge denial.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Leonard. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Cook to bring it into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Leonard to Beverly. To Leonard. Shot from in close, no good. With 2 seconds to go. 3rd quarter comes to an end. The Clippers are out in front. It's Lakers ball as we start the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Marcus Morris. To Beverly. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. George, he engulfed him that time. To Cousins. LeBron James, he's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
George to Leonard. And draws the foul.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Kawhi Leonard, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. 2 for 2 on that trip. LeBron into the front court. The deficit is 6. Here comes the screen. To James. Short jumper misses. Short jumper stays out. Los Angeles has the basketball. Rondo, tough matchup against George. Probing the defense. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Beverly to
The
Leonard.
Milwaukee Bucks win Series 4-1 over the Toronto Raptors to move on to the NBA
And this is where
Finals
you know you have the
2020
offense right where
Season
you want them.
7
Every
for the
possession,
first
all you
time
see
ever
them doing
making
is complaining
NBA.
to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Oh, lots of contact there. Still gets it to go.
No excuse to not be a little bit more physical there on the defensive end. Needed that stop.
To Leonard. To George. Down to 5 on the 24. George. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
And you thought you would have seen him bounce back in the second half. Just looked like he could never get himself into the flow of the game. I put a little bit out on the coaching staff, too. Maybe they could call some better plays for him to get him in situations where he could see the ball go in.
Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
The versatility of Anthony Davis makes him one of the most special players in the league today. He can score on you with his back to the basket, but if you also leave him open on the perimeter, he's going to knock that down with ease.
Leonard to Beverly. Here comes the screen. Has a look. No good. No daylight. Great defense. Danny Green matched up with Paul George. LA Clippers with the basketball. Strong finish for Paul George.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Rondo with the basketball. His guys trail now by 4. The drive right to the basket. Not going down for him this time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Leonard. Nothing going here on that drive. The jumper's off the mark.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
James to Cousins. Nothing going here on that drive. Anthony Davis looking good. 4 for 5.
Look at that. Calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Beverly to Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard defended by Cousins. Stuffs it down with authority.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout. It's just their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 more. Davis to Danny Green. Anthony Davis. He's now 5 for 6.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for Bibbs.
Whistle blown. In the eyes of the ref, intentional.
In the 80s, that might have been a personal, but regardless, it had the same impact. You just injected a little life into your squad, just when they needed it.
Here comes the intentional foul with 10 seconds on the clock. Kawhi Leonard has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. So he hits the first, misses the second. "20-footer at the buzzer." It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They've claimed the pivotal Game 5 to go up 3 games to 2 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers got the win in a nail-biter, and it's always great to watch a team with such an unselfish approach to the game. Plenty of assists were delivered throughout this contest. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers must be devastated after such a close loss. The way they shot the ball was outstanding, but even still, it wasn't enough to get the result they wanted. More often than not, you're going to win games when you shoot the ball as well as they did here today.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense, but still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.
Western Conference Finals have come to Game 6. It's next on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They're in the driver's seat, leading 3 games to 2, with a chance to close things out here at home.
And Ed, it just feels like them being at home in their own building, they know. This is the night they need to take care of business. This is their best shot. They don't want to face a Game 7 on the road. So I think it has to happen tonight, if it happens at all.
James. Screen coming. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. Trying to cash in. Rondo off the mark.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Kawhi Leonard, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. Misses the first. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. Lakers at the controls right now. To James. Pass to Cousins. Down low. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George, down low for Leonard. Short jumper off the mark. LeBron into the front court. Leads one. Oh, I missed a short one there.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Beverly into the front court. Down 3. Kawhi Leonard in a matchup with Boogie. The drive right to the basket. Can't connect. Cousins, bad pass there. Clippers have it. DeMarcus Cousins with a...
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
Just remember that old saying here. You're only as good as your last shot, and your last shot went in. So it's time to get going.
James. Beverly into the front court. They trail. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Driving is Rondo, but his shot won't fall.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
And the slam.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Lakers ball. running the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. James to Davis. Has a chance. Anthony Davis missed his first. That one goes. Who compares to AD offensively?
We would be doing a disservice if we compared AD just to one player. He's an amalgamation. Think about Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Marcus Camby. Throw them all into a blender, you get Anthony Davis.
Leonard buries it.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a two-point basketball game. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. To Danny Green. Beverly into the front court. Less than a minute to go in a tightly played first quarter. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
James. They get it to Kuzma, down low. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Shot from the lane won't go. 1 quarter in the books here in Game 6. Jay and I are back after this. It's the Western Conference Finals on EA Sports. Second quarter set to start. Neither team set the tone to start this one. Jay, do you expect that to change?
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Clippers have got it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Beverly, tough shot. Well defended. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. George against Markieff Morris. To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. He's now 4 for 6.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Los Angeles has the basketball. To Howard. Finger roll. Finishing with finesse.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Leonard to Harkless. Leonard knocks it down from mid-range.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Rondo into the front court. Down 6. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Kawhi Leonard, defended by Markieff Morris. With the step back.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Short jumper off the mark. George to Leonard. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Into the front court comes Rondo. Now down 6. Short jumper won't go down.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chip.
Turns and slams it down. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
James to Howard. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Beverly into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles in and out.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
It's LA Clippers ball. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Danny Green matched up with Paul George. From the painted area, won't go down. Here's Rondo with it. Final minute, first half. To Howard. Danny Green to Cousins. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Beverly to George for 3. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Marcus Morris pins it.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
James. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. Here's LeBron for 2.
Won't go. That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Long key from 3/4 court. So game 6 now at the break. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at what went down so far in this one. The Clippers entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Steals.
Here's a team that might just be 1 or 2 adjustments away from what's needed to turn things around. They still have time to make up for a lackluster first half.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after 1 half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to Leonard. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
And it's so deflating for the defense when you pick up right exactly where you left off at halftime. That's the kind of energy you need.
A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Getting dirty. Loose ball on the deck. To Danny Green. Cousins. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. Rondo. That won't go. Beverly into the front court. The lead stands at 9. Marcus Morris, strong finish.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
LBJ to Cousins. Danny Green. Can't connect from inside. Beverly into the front court. It's an 11-point game. Paul George. Beyond the arc for three. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
LeBron James. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
George. Won't go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Drive to the basket, but the shot won't go.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
LeBron with it up top. His guy's down 11. To Cousins. Down low for Davis. Shot from in close. No good. Leonard to Beverly. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. Los Angeles, they have it. To James. Nothing going here on that drive. Here's Davis. And the rebound comes down to the Clippers. Paul George to Leonard. Ah, the monster stuff.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Here's James for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit. Driving right to the basket. Leonard. The pass taken away by the Lakers. And look out. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Beverly to Paul George. Here's a chance from long range. Cousins there for the rebound. A shot at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. And a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the 4th quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Kawhi Leonard against Cousins. To Beverly. George. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Here's Leonard for 2. The jumper's off the mark. Davis to Cousins. And he powers it home. 2 more points for Anthony Davis.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Leonard to George. Short jumper stays out.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
James to Davis. Shot from the lane won't go. Beverly. Rondo with the basketball. His guys down by 9. Has a look. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Paul George to Leonard. And throws it down. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Lakers at the controls right now. Montrezl Harrell snatching it out of the air.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Beverly into the front court. The lead is 11. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. James to Davis. Curling inside. Davis on the drive, but a shot won't go down. George to Beverly. DeMarcus Cousins sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Almost, and he's not getting the call. Rondo into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. To Cousins. James to Davis. Trying to cash in. Davis' shot, no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Beverly to Marcus Morris. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block. DeMarcus Cousins sends it away. Wow, look at him dive for the loose ball. And the rebound taken by the Clippers. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Marcus Morris. He'll get it down low to Harrell. Danny Green rejects it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
James into the front court. His guys trail by 13. LeBron James. He's 3 for 7.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Screen coming. Kawhi Leonard. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Kawhi Leonard at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. One free throw up and good. The lead now 14. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. They are champions of the Western Conference. They're on their way to the NBA Finals. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Hey, everyone. It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers are the Western Conference champions. After a long, grueling season, they're now headed to the NBA Finals. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers were hoping for a different postseason future, but now it's about what-ifs of the past. The reality of the offseason is now upon them. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Lakers found themselves scrambling around the floor, unsuccessfully trying to prevent the kind of passes that led to quality shots for the opposition. It was a problem throughout the game, no doubt about it. Beverly was the one making the playmaking possible, dealing out some great passes.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped, and when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.